This is about me. I did my engineering and then from Haryana, from Technological Institute of Textiles. I did my textile engineering. Then I did MBA in finance from University of Delhi, and later on I did an executive education from Harvard Business School. Largely a background of more than 20 years in venture capital, including debt, consulting, virtual CFO. I've raised $2.5 billion for the Russian telecom company MTS. And my college days, if I remember, undergraduate days, they were in Haryana with the engineering from there, and a very nice, experience. So, first thing which you need to remember, that time management is very important. um, I was doing my engineering, and most of the kids were busy enjoying the hostel life, apart from learning textile from the machines which we had there. And but there were some students who were very focused. I remember there was a guy in my class. He was in the computer engineering branch, and all through the 4 years, he used to wake up early, do some exercise, and then he used to prepare his English communication skills, read a lot about general knowledge, and also used to practice coding. So, being the 1994, the teachers were not really so much experienced in computing. So naturally, they were more academic. But this guy, Suchit Rekhi was his name. He was very, very focused on that. What he is not getting from college, he should make it up by doing it himself. And he put so much of effort that after he passed out, he was doing an internship in a small company, and he was applying to a lot of companies. And there used to be computer associates there, and he applied, and someone there called him for a written test, and he went there for the written test. And these guys said, sorry, your college does not qualify, so we can't take your written test. But this guy was very confident because he had prepared his coding skills in college. He knew that he was prepared for it. So he told them, listen, it is your mistake that you called me here, and I wasted my half of day in office. So you have to compensate me. You have to allow me to give the written test. If I don't clear it, no problem. You cannot consider it, but allow me to do the written test because you made a mistake of calling me here and wasted my time. So they bought the logic. He appeared for the written test, and there were IITians there and a lot of colleges there, and he actually topped the written test. So they took him, placed him in Kolkata, and very soon he flew off to the US, and he now stays there. So, time management. A lot of us used to wake up according to the class time, and attend the classes, and always believe that the marks are, we should get good marks. But so this guy, he recognized that it is not only the marks which will matter. What will matter is a step beyond that, which is how can you contribute to a company in real terms for what you are being paid for. And time management is one thing which I can see from his experience. I also used to, in my internship in Ahmedabad, used to study a lot for English comprehension and logical reasoning and GK, and that's why later on I cleared a lot of MBA entrance examinations. So you have to prioritize your tasks. That at end of the day, every one of us lives only one day at a time. So you have to plan that day. That 1 hour of that should go to your health, at least 1 hour for building a skill, which is a hard skill, at least 1 hour for a soft skill. And the other time you can give for doing your education and meeting friends and all those things. But even if you give only 3 hours in a planned way, managing your time, then this slowly will add on, and later on you will gain a lot. And fact of the matter is that you have to set realistic goals. Don't go overboard. That no, I will crack only I am Ahmedabad and not settle for I am Bangalore. The point is not I am Ahmedabad or I am Bangalore. The point is that whatever you plan to do, is it realistic? Does it fit into a plan for your career? Many people, they just apply for MBA or some other degree because of parental pressure, or believing that if I do this degree I will get a good job. But the thing is that education becomes a very heavy thing on your neck if it is not planned, and you don't know what to get out of that, what thing you want to get out of that education. And nowadays, the fact is that all the content of the top universities, Ivy League universities, colleges, is easily available on Google, on YouTube, and it is available on video-based courses with Coursera, edX, all these websites. And so it is very easy to get content. So, in fact, you can say that a person who's very self-motivated can easily do any content, learn any content without even paying for it. But the fact of the matter more is that we look for a environment. So when we go to a college, we get an environment. And with the environment, we get alumni relationships, which will stay with us for life. And because we get those alumni relationships and we get an environment, an infrastructure, we pay for it. But it doesn't mean that what we are paying for is justified. Like you pay 2.5 crores if you want to get an undergraduation in Purdue or MIT or Harvard or Stanford, you pay almost 2.5 crores. But the fact is that if you don't get a good job, you won't be able to pay back that money if you take as a loan, even in 5 to 6 years. So, if you are not clear why you are doing a particular course or a degree, it'll not be good for your career planning. And the third thing is that uh, you can plan your time management in bursts of activity. 20 to 25 minutes of intense activity, like next 25 minutes I'm going to do only this client's work, and once you finish, take a 10-minute rest. Maybe you can flip over your mobile or uh, distract yourself with some information which is not very stress causing. It is very light information. So you can do that. Some people, what they do is that they set 20 to 25 minutes of intense work, then they take 10 minutes break, and every half day, like lunchtime and evening 6 o'clock, they take a stroll below the office. And so if you plan, because we all live one day at a time, so you have to manage your body and mind, because you're working 15 years, 25 years, 35 years. End of the day, it causes stress in your mind and body. That is why the Western governments, especially European governments and UK, people work only till 4 p.m. And now Germany has instituted a 4-day work week, because they know that doing work which causes stress, it wears down your body and mind. So you have to, you know, know your limits and then plan your day accordingly. Coming to the next slide. uh, verbal communication, uh, all the time. If you do a modern schooling like International Baccalaureate IB instead of doing a CBSE, you will realize they focus 50% on communication. Because you look at, a friend of mine, Manu, he's now in Singapore and he heads the treasuries of 17 countries of General Electric, GE. He was my classmate back then. And he said, Tushar, our company is based in the US, one of the biggest companies in America. And people come from US who are younger than me. And, even if they know 10% of what I know, they can uh, match me in confidence and communication and being on the front foot, being very aggressive. So the whole education in US and Europeans and Japanese, not so much Japanese, they are focused on making you confident, thinking for yourself, not going always about how others want you to go. Thinking for yourself, communicating well, staying on the front foot, not knowing everything in the world. Be comfortable even if you know less. If you know less, if you have less knowledge, doesn't matter. You can always learn in nowadays, it doesn't take any time. So, your communication, confidence, your body language, which is the non-verbal communication, your written communication, how short you can explain something. So, if you practice explaining something in short, you use good words. But I'm not saying you become Shashi Tharoor. But the main thing is use easy words, but use good words. Uh, Build your communication in such a way that people want to listen to you because you are not talking bookish language. You are giving them some real value. So, so these things, they matter a lot, and you should definitely work on. Always remember, I have been a very prolific reader since college. I've been reading 2 to 3 hours a day, and the thing is, if you read, uh, your communication improves. If you read more, your communication improves because your mind will give you the right word when you are speaking, because it will just be filled with good words to offer you. The next is, nowadays we are 10 hours on mobiles, lot of information. Artificial intelligence in the mobile is throwing videos at you, and you are amazed how come it is showing me a video which I like. uh, Yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine and I said that probably we should know a little bit of law also, even if we are not trained as lawyers. And the next moment I opened a YouTube and it started showing me lawyer videos. So your mobile, Alexa, your apps which are there in the mobile, they are listening to you. They are listening to you all the time and trying to match the keywords amongst what you are speaking. And then they are using artificial intelligence to throw data at you. And because that is so effective, you are there on the mobile 10 hours every day, sapping your mind, sapping your mind energy. You are, so you have to, a time has come when you have to be very selective and choosy in what data you consume. You can't have it all. See, fact of the matter is today's kids, the school ones also, they are very much used to Google. They are very much used to typing anything for help. So it's not the time when we used to do everything on a piece of paper. So if those tools are available to you, you should be smart in using the tools. Like, Chat GPT has come. Now the whole content writing piece is now out of the window because it can give you smart answers and it can customize and give you content. So you should be trained, you should train yourself to ask the right questions. Your logical and uh, analytical mind should be good enough to digest the information and take out what is required from that and not get drowned in the sea of information. So that's where reading comes, and that's where if you read more and you try to read different sources, like if you read a particular news media in India, you will tend to believe something. But if you read some other media which is following some other political party, then you will see some different angle. Now becomes very difficult to know who's speaking the truth. For that, you have to give yourself some time, because after some time you will be able to get what is the truth. But that will demand reading and digesting the information. Now networking, uh, see, networking is like, it's like hygiene. Like you have to keep it every day, and sometimes we are not in the mood that I have to wake up, take a metro, go to that hotel where that event is happening. Some people are not made for it. Like, they don't like meeting new people, explaining them who they are, and trying to match the synergies. And but networking is like something which you have to do uh, at all stages of your life. Even if you achieve something, still you will require networking to achieve more, or you will be at a certain designation, or you will be at a position where, because of that position, you'll have to network. So networking is something which you can't avoid, and if you can't avoid it, then you should make it a pleasure. And the best way of networking is to stand for something. Like you stand for climate, and you say that I will build a career in climate. Then you will write blogs like on medium.com, or you will create videos, or you will talk to those kind of funds who are in climate, investors, those type of startups, those type of companies like Greenzo, and you know and you will equip yourself that your presence will be valued in a networking event. And because you will be very clear what you want from the networking, you can't do blind networking. Like I just go there and I exchange cards, visiting cards, and then I take those numbers and then send them a mail, and after that it is dead. It has to be purposeful. And if you are aiming to do something for uh, the customers, talking about the market kind of thing, or you want to do something for the society, like talking from a social angle, if so, you have to align your networking with the purpose. That okay, I am going to these events because I'm looking for this, and you are very open about it and talking to everybody, listen, I'm looking for this. And there will be people who will say that I can offer you this thing. So there'll be people who will see your commitment, and they'll offer you help there at good terms. So you have to do that. Blind networking is nothing. Some people say, I will build my network, then I will utilize my network. That is bullshit. Because what is a network? I mean, the other person does not exist to just be in your visiting card book, right? I mean, end of the day, the other person remembers you because there are some synergies, maybe commercial or maybe not commercial. So it has to be valuable for both people. So that's what networking is. there is nothing called blind networking. Once you are committed to something, you want to achieve something, then everybody starts knowing that, okay, this person is looking for this thing in his business. So they will automatically come to you. But you can't be sitting at home all the time. That is why, networking is very important. And having a good mentor is also very important, because you don't want to make all the mistakes which others have made. If somebody started a retail business, made losses, took the wrong retail outlets at the wrong price, recruited too many people, raised money in wrong terms with wrong interest rate, or maybe so you don't want to be the one who will make all those mistakes. If you have a senior person from the retail industry who's your mentor, maybe you have given him some benefit, like some equity in your company, some shares, maybe some retainer, monthly retainer or something. They'll have a plethora of information which they can help you with. And apart from information, they can help you with relationships. And hence, mentoring is like Shri Krishna in Mahabharata and Bhagavad Gita, that this guy lets Arjun think for himself. He just tells him how to think. So a mentor is like that. It's like a long-term commitment. It's not about taking some classes and leaving it. Now, you all must be taking money from your parents. Very soon, they will expect you to stand on your own feet. So you should know how money is managed. People who are very safe, they put money in fixed deposits, which carries a low interest rate, like 4 to 5% after tax. People who are a little bit riskier, they put money in risky investments and like mutual funds. And those who are even more risk, uh, comfortable with risk, then they invest directly in stock markets. People who are in corporates, for the company, they invest in liquid funds, which are very risk-free instrument. And so, all these things, your personal finance, how you manage your personal finance, keep 40% of your money in policies like LIC policy, where you get a rate of interest, or fixed deposit. Keep around 20% in stock market or mutual funds. And so you should understand that if you are putting in money to earn money through investment, then what kind of risk each thing carries, and what is the return. So what is the risk return reward ratio which is there? So if you understand this well, then you can even make a career in finance. Or like people put I have put 40% in policies which are very risk free, and FDs, 20% in real estate, because real estate always rises in India because of our population. But in real estate, three things matter: location, location, location. Location of the real estate matters like anything. And if it is a land, it appreciates very fast. If it is an apartment, it appreciates very slowly. If it is a koti kind of thing, a built up property, small, 3 floors, 4 floors, it is still not bad. But the best is to own land, and location matters the most. So 20% in real estate, 40% in policies and FDs, 20% in mutual fund, 5% mutual fund, 15% stock markets, and maybe 20% to play with other risky instruments. I don't suggest futures and options, especially options in stock markets. Don't invest in options. I know 3 people personally. One of them lost 1 crore 40 lakhs in options. The second guy in US lost 1 crore 40 lakhs in options. And the third person lost 3.5 crores in options. So 90% of people who play in options lose money. uh, you can play in futures, but you have to be very trained for that, and you'll have to keep on sitting on the screen, otherwise you'll lose money. You keep on have to tracking it. So invest in normal equity for a long term. Like, you take L&T, Larsen and Toubro shares, very solid company, building all of India's famous projects like Statue of Unity, all the tunnels which are getting built up in the Himalayas, and the metro, and the this one bullet train from Ahmedabad to Mumbai, and the Ram Mandir, Ram Temple being built by L&T. So I bought L&T as a long term investment. I invested at 1,600 rupees per share 2 years back. Now it is 3,700 per share. So I didn't invest because of 1,600 rupees. I invested because it was L&T, and I could see that this company is the only company in India who's doing all this work, and the governments and all the private sector, they want to have L&T. So that is why I invested on a fundamental reason, not a trading reason. So you have to know how to manage your finances. Of course, right now your parents would have given you money, so you'll have to learn the ropes. And maybe even if you take one share of a company, what happens is our mind tells you that हमने पैसा डाला हुआ है, that we have put in some money. So you kind of want to track it. So maybe you play with small monies initially, see how it is panning out, learn the financial statements, balance sheet, and then you can start putting in big money. Now, one of the advantage of the students who go abroad is that they get to learn diversity and inclusion, because students from different countries come to Canada, US, Australia, UK, Germany. So they kind of build a healthy respect for people who are not like us. Now, Indians are inherently trained for diversity and inclusion, because our country, different people have come to this part of the world throughout the last thousands of years. So the culture here is like that. It is very, we don't naturally discriminate. No, we do on many occasions, but if we are like together for a purpose, we will not really discriminate on the basis of racism. Or so that is the one reason why the inherent DNA of Indians, why they are doing so well in the US as CEOs, because there they'll have to manage different cultures, different backgrounds, different expectations of people, how they look at things, and they are able to do it. Because in India, you struggle so much for even the basic things that your skin becomes like that. You tend to avoid the small things like race and culture, and those are small things. Main thing is, boss, what can I do for you and what can you do for me in this company? So that balance and that respect for other cultures is automatically there. And in fact, in many countries in Asia, the diversity and inclusion is not a problem. uh, like Southeast Asian countries like Thailand, uh, Indonesia, Cambodia, and you won't find really a lot of problems there while they are dealing with people from other countries. But if you go something like Japan, these guys are a little bit more insular. The Koreans are insular. They will not allow a Indian company to control any market. They will throw them out. And so we are also like that. I remember Fortune and Forbes wanted to build a huge business in India, and I was there working in Times of India in their venture arm uh, called Brand Capital. And I know that that nobody liked that a foreign company will have a majority market of any Indian sector. So there is a natural tendency of like saying that, it should be with us only, with Indians. And that is there in all countries. So that is there. Now, how do you stay in track with goals? Your goals should be specific, measurable, attainable, and relevant and time based. So don't set very high goals in the short term. So be realistic with your goals, and always allow yourself space. Uh, Not everyone who look happy with what they are doing in life is true. So people, they don't show uh, how the shoe is pinching them. And if you sit with someone and get to know the person, you'll get to know his pains also. So people who look out from outside, the actual reality is not actually what appears to you. So you have to give yourself space of making mistakes, um, and backing yourself. That I remember a video of Shah Rukh Khan. He said, uh, "I created that song. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best. I'm the best." So he said, "I created the song because whenever I wake up in the morning, I always tell myself, Shahrukh, you're the best. No matter your last three films didn't do well, but today is a new day. Back yourself and do good work today. And always believe that you may be lesser than other people, but you are more than many other people." So, that's what you have to back yourself. Uh, and college, what happens in India, because our education is very, it is still very not very flexible, and it kind of, even after doing those classes, everybody feels we still don't know. We just know the bookish part. So that is a overhang of the education system. But you have to know that only spending 6 months or 1 year in a good company, your body language and your way of thinking and your confidence levels will change. So you will get to know the practical side of how to apply knowledge and how knowledge matters. And you'll also get the hang of how to learn something very fast. So that is why, always back yourself, uh, give yourself a treat whenever you achieve some progress. Um, Always treat yourself and always love yourself. Now, overcoming challenges and setbacks, life does not go this way. It is always up and down. And many people make the mistake when they are, suppose, on a job. They earning huge salary, maybe like 90 lakhs or a crore. They immediately buy a costly house that we will be paying loan for the next 10 years, and we shifted. So they don't plan for the when the thing comes down. So sometimes that becomes a problem. So always remember that you have to believe in not only yourself, but always believe in a power above. If you are not able to do something, there are many other people who are not able to do something, and end of the day, everybody learns how to do. There is nobody who gets left behind. So develop resilience. I remember Dada JP Vaswani used to say that uh, that jitna the more setbacks we face, the more pain we face, the more is our capacity to enjoy our achievements. So always remember, whatever happiness you are feeling on your achievements is on that surface which got scratched when you got pain and when you got a setback. So that is the thing which is making you happy. That is the balm which is making you happy. So embrace change, develop resilience, and as I said, don't set very high goals on in the short term. Markets are very fickle nowadays. Companies open, they close down. Restaurants open, they close down. American, sometimes even like $100 billion bank like Silicon Valley Bank gets closed in or sold in 2 months. So the macro and the micro, the flux is very high. And we are living in India, so you see all the people all the time. I mean, there is not a single moment in India where you won't see people. Yeah, there is whole population. So the insecurity level is always very high. You are always worried that if I don't do something, somebody else will take it. So, even if it is a startup you are having, you will get to know that, okay, there are many other people who are in this business and who are sitting at a higher comfortable position as compared to me. So what? Believe in yourself, and definitely you can your time will also come. Now collaboration and teamwork is the most important. You cannot achieve the heights alone. There are many people who only like their own work. They don't like the quality of anybody else's work. So these people, they don't know the power of delegation. They don't believe that, we should keep a team who will do the work. And, the right thing to do is leave yourself for strategy, for relationships, for giving a direction to the company. But whatever operational and regular work is there, train people and leave it to them. Don't bother about perfection. Perfection, perfection, perfection. Every email does not have to be perfect. So forget doing it alone. You have to know how to work as a team, how to get other people to work for you, how to get other companies to work for you. What is the contracts you should sign with each other company so that they work for you? If you are not able to get business, how can you get affiliates in the market? So everything has a solution because the markets have existed for hundreds of years. So always believe that, and if you are not able to do it, take help. Openly say, I need help, you will get help. So working in team means like you should be very clear about what role you play and what others play. Communication is very important, and conflicts will happen. They will happen. You can never make 100% of the people happy all the time. Forget about making people happy. Be right. Try to be right. Take right decisions rather than bothering about uh, that, this thing happened from you and that thing happened from you. Think about how to take right decisions, how to be, how to tackle people in the right way. Because those people who know how to do the right thing at a particular moment, they know how to get a job done. So getting a job done is more important than perfection, than being right. Even so, that also comes from experience, but let me tell you, it also comes from confidence. Then always look for opportunities to lead and inspire others. 80% of the people you will meet in life, 80% don't want to be leaders. They are happy being followed by somebody. It gives them a satisfaction that they didn't take a decision, so nobody will blame them. One of the person who was in railway board, very senior person, IAS, He was the CEO of the company where I was the CFO. The company was owned by the $200 billion American private equity fund, Guggenheim Partners. And he told me one day, Tushar, the people, you know, they don't take any action. There are many people you will find in government who don't take any action because they never took any action, so they are never wrong. So either become that person who wants to be never wrong, or become that person who sticks his neck out. No, this thing is the right thing, and I stand for it. And then you will see, as you look behind, people will start following you, and you will realize that you have become a leader. So you have to lead, and it is not about perfection, but at the same time, you have to lead by example. I remember my friend Yogesh Gandhi. He is in Singapore, and he's the APAC head for the Japanese sportswear giant ASICS. So Yogesh is my friend from college. And one day I was traveling to Singapore, and he said, I'm just landing back in Singapore from US. So I said, okay, let us meet at the airport. And he met me there, and he just casually told me that I was in the economy class traveling from US to Singapore, and it was backbreaking. Uh, but although he was entitled to a business class because he's the head of APAC region of 70 of ASICs in so many Asian countries, because three of his managers who were reporting to him, they were traveling with him to US and back, and they were entitled to economy class. He didn't want to show them that he's a CEO and hence he's in business class, and the other three, they are in economy class because they are lower than him. He said, these people do all the work. I am the face of the company. But as a team, I didn't want to give an impression that I am superior to them. So he booked his tickets in the economy class along with the three of them. Although of course, he faced problem in 16-hour flight, 18-hour flight in the economy class. But, he was very clear that he has to preserve the dynamics of the team and the trust and the respect in the team. So you have to lead by example, and delegating tasks is very important. And although you like listening to leaders like Satya Nadella or Elon Musk, or all those people who have achieved, like Peter Thiel, but it looks very nice when you are listening to these lectures and about motivation and leadership. But the real people are those who actually led by example, and who actually not only spoke big words, but they actually practiced them also. So like I remember, there's a shaving company in Bombay, startup with a good turnover, and the founder always, he's in media and podcasts, and he talks about profitability. He says, no, every startup should be profitable. Why do people make losses? And I just happened to look at his company's balance sheet, 80 crore loss. So this guy is preaching something else, and in reality, he's doing something else. So students in college can probably fall for this guy, but in reality, the market knows कौन कितना पानी में है. Warren Buffett, the legendary US investor, he says, when the tide of the ocean goes down, then you get to know which person was swimming without an underwear. So people who were doing something behind your back and in front saying something else, when the markets go down and when they are being challenged uh, in tough situations, then you get to know what they were doing actually. So these are the traits which you should make for becoming a good leader. Now, conducting research is very important. Nowadays, it is so easy. Google, Chat GPT, and all those tools, and but not everything comes so easily on the public domain. So you have to be in good terms with people in the industry who know things inside out and who respect you, and hence who they tell you the things in the market. So you have to know how to gather and analyze the data, and how to present the findings also. Um, although although if you know, like that, if I purchase Bloomberg's membership or Reuters membership, or if I purchase uh, on the Ministry of Corporate Affairs website, just by paying 100 rupees, I can get the audited financials of any company. If you know these things, like Bloomberg will give you all the data if you have the membership, so you can research much better. And for that, I will advise you work in a big four company like Deloitte and Touche, PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst and Young, and KPMG. I have been part of Deloitte and Touche, so I can tell you, like, it is really, in 2 3 years, 4 years, if you are working in Big Four, you will become a master of the subject. They'll pressurize you so much, they'll take so much out of you that, especially in analyzing data, will become like a left hand work for you. Now, integrity and ethics in India, people think that it is very it's a vanity thing, like we are talking about ethics and truth and honesty and integrity. But fact of the matter is that all the jobs you do, you will be expected to display honesty, integrity, ethical behavior. There will be many times when your boss will expect you to do the unethical thing. There will be many times when you are the face of the company and some other company guy will offer you money. There will be many times when people will try to undercut your decision by offering things. So it is only, they say power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. It is only when you get the power that it really matters, that these things really matter. Ethical behavior, honesty, being having integrity. And you should always remember there is a law in which the country operates. And serious companies, they not only do verbal decisions, they sign agreements, and you have to follow what you have signed. Because nowadays it is very easy, your mobile has all the data. Somebody wants to catch you, they can do a forensic testing of the entire company if you have done a fraud, and your emails and your mobile, and they will reveal everything, WhatsApp. And it's not easy to be a chore. And uh, trust me, if you know that I only pray for you that you should not break rules, and also always do the ethical thing, and uh, always be known as a person of integrity. It really matters a lot. Believe me, it really matters a lot. And you have to seek guidance when you are being faced with such a situation. But always remember that for the long term, people who are uh, who have a lot of integrity, they go a long way. Now, your improvement is very important, continuous improvement. Like, you might not be good in, suppose, number crunching. That, somebody tells you that calculate how much I will lose in this business. Maybe you're not good at that. Maybe you are good in relationships. I mean, if they put you in charge of some front facing department, uh, your relationships are excellent. So for that, you should know what are your strengths. So you should always try to develop self-awareness. What are your weaknesses? And always seek feedback. One good thing with the Western colleges is that they put you in touch with the stage, and you are supposed to speak, and you get a lot of feedback. So those things, physical health and mental health nowadays, 10 hours on the mobile, mind is like gone. So you have to like wake up in early in the morning, go for some nature walk, environment, and health and mental health and physical health is very, very important. Now, you should, career, as I said, having some goals is very important. Like, exactly what you want to work, and what are you willing to settle for. This is it. And I'm happy to take any questions which you guys have. Okay. Wait, I'll see. Just a minute. Uh, yeah, I have some network. Are Ivy League or such foreign colleges worth it for undergraduate? See, the point is that you pay 2.5 crores. Now, if you are not earning in dollars, you are paying for the college in dollars, 2.5 crores. But if you are not earning in dollars, then how will you make up the 2.5 crores? So, like, nowadays the job situation in US is very bad. So what happens is that you end up spending money in dollars, but you don't end up earning that money. So so that is what my point is, that and many people, they take loan. Suppose you have taken 2 crore loan. In how many years will you pay that? Even the Western companies are telling the US colleges that, what is this structure, man? You are putting down the person when the start of his career he's down by 2.5 crores. What is this? I mean, end of the day, Harvard has a profit of $50 billion. Why are they charging 2.5 crores when they have a profit from stock markets? When they have the endowment fund given by alumni, why are they charging so much money? So that is the thing. I mean, uh, and Tesla says, I don't need degrees for interview. Anybody without degree can come for us on an interview. Prove that you have the logical reasoning, analytical reasoning, research, ability to research, and that leadership, and we will take you. So why should a person pay 2.5 crores for Harvard when all the content is available on the internet for free? That is the point. And Vansh says we should read research papers. I mean, if you are wanting to go in technical line, yeah, you can read research papers. Vanshad says mentorship helps. If you are stuck and you have a good mentor, I have seen in my life that it has helped. So so it helps. It's like in old times in India, families used to do the job which psychologists are doing nowadays. Family used to talk it out with you, tell them your experience. It was a joint family. Nowadays, the same thing is being done by mentors and psychologists. So, end of the day, everybody needs help, because you should not be making those mistakes which thousands of others have made already. Radhika, okay, I'll ignore the name of the company.